Hello and welcome to Somewhat Unbiased. So, since General Motors is working with Honda, I'm not a fan of General Motors or just American cars in general. Uh, I don't know. I've always been a Japanese kind of enthusiast, I guess. I've always just liked Japanese cars. But don't get me wrong, I do love like the American classic cars, like the 70s, 80s. Yeah, like the V8 actual rumbling and just I mean they still make them now, but they're not as, in my opinion, they're not as good as they used to be because there's just so much emissions and all that stuff just gets in the way. But anyway, so back to the topic at hand. So General Motors is working with Honda. So what if somebody took the Type R and then put an LS motor in it? Well, let's go and check that out. Because somebody actually rendered this, and it looks pretty dope, to be honest. That looks pretty damn dope. But the only thing that I don't like about it is I like the styling and everything. It's just the badge. That was kind of trash, you know. But anyway, the person that did this is Abimelech Designs, and this is coming from Car Scoops. But overall, the car looks pretty dope. I'd fucks with that. But I still prefer the Honda engine. But the only thing that we can't, let me see, how do I exit? See, I gotta look around the camera because it's right here. So sometimes part of the screen is like capped off. I can't see. I gotta go around. But anyway, Civic Type R is a beast of a car. Okay, so let's get through this article. The LS series small block V8s from General Motors are among the most iconic engines ever released, and one of the most interesting is the LS4. GM's LS4 displaces 5.3 liters and is unique that it was offered in a front-wheel drive configuration. It can be versatile, mounted and powered by vehicles like the Chevy Impala SS, the Monte Carlo SS, and the Pontiac Grand Prix GXP, and has gone on to become quite popular among enthusiasts looking to swap their front-wheel drive performance cars. Taking inspiration from hot hatches with this engine, Ambilec Design, I apologize if I butcher that name. English is my second language. I am sorry for this. Has imagined that FK8 generation Honda Civic Type R could look like an LS4 V8. It looks nice, but I'm a Honda guy, so I still prefer the reliability of a Honda. I don't know much about these motors, whether they're bulletproof or not, but in my opinion, Honda motors are fucking bulletproof. So I would keep my my 2 liter turbo engine just the way it is. And if I'm gonna do anything else, maybe I'll tune it, give it some more power with my car, and pretty much change everything in the hood. But I'm still working on that, or something, or nothing. But anyway, let's get into it. Keep going with the story. The Civic Type R comes standard with a 2 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, but with a bit of a work, the LS V8 could be made to fit in the engine bay. Back in its heyday, this engine was good for 303 and 323 feet for pound for torque, similar to the 306 horsepower and 295 pounds of torque. Honestly, you don't even get close to these numbers. On the wheel, I think some people will have shown is like 290 to the wheels, and torque is about 280 or even higher. I don't know. Every vehicle is different for some reason. I don't know how it becomes different when they're all made the same. But we guess that some more modern internals, the LS V8, could be modified to over 350 horsepower without the need for forced induction. If there's any modern hot hatch that could handle the torque of this V8, it would probably be the Civic Type R. After all, Honda's engineers managed to eliminate all torque steer from the hot hatch and can certainly deal with more grunt it already has. I don't know. I would take that engine and I wouldn't mind putting it into like the Civic Sport. That's where I would put into it because that one does not have a lot of power. But what you got to take into consideration also, because like the way that the Type R is designed, it's made to handle. All right, it's made for you to go around the twisties. It's made for you to. Uh, it's an amazing car. Like every time you change the two different settings, because you have three different settings. You have Comfort, Sport, and R mode. R mode is more aggressive, and you can feel it on the. You can feel the just the dynamic of the car changes. You can feel every bumps and everything is. Yeah, that's why I don't drive on R mode, especially on surface streets. But when you're in the freeway, shit, man, you just maybe I will upload that video I did a few nights ago. I think I still have it on my cell phone. Maybe I'll update that one either to what's today? Today's Monday, so I will upload it tomorrow. I think so. I still have to put it together, and then I will upload that video for you guys tomorrow that I was showing off a feature of the Type R, as well as like a feature that's been on the Type R, as well as all the other Honda Civic that came before it. Well, at least up to 2008, because that was the only one that I started noticing that feature on. And then I also tried it on the 13 SI, and it still worked. So I will have that video for you guys tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's a nice little imagination. Me, I would personally, I think that would affect the value too much for the car, so I wouldn't even touch that stuff. But like I said, it would be perfect for the 1.5 liter, the Honda Civic Sport. That'd be perfect with this motor. Somebody can do with this motor. But anyway, I'll end the video here. I hope you liked the video. Make sure you give it a like, subscribe if you're lurking. I appreciate the love. You guys have yourself a very wonderful